Hello, everybody. Named Shalees. Welcome out, everybody, to my episode 10 of House of the Dragon, the Greens versus the Blacks. This is episode 10. This is the final episode of the Sin Counters. Let's start off with the sins for the Blacks and the Greens. Let's start off with the Blacks. What mistakes did the Blacks made in episode 10? And I know a lot of people are thinking, what mistakes did the Blacks made? You may ask. And here's the thing. Let's start off with Daemon Targaryen. He threatens the Kingsguard members, and he threatens to scream in agony, and he threatens to kill them. The same way Otto Hightower was making sure that the loyalties of the Greens were there, how he threatened the nobles, he imprisoned them, and how he was going to kill them. Daemon's the same way. Daemon threatens the Kingsguard members. This is the same thing what Daemon does, the same thing what Sir Otto Hightower was doing. They both threaten people if they don't get full security, and if you do not swear oaths, you're going to automatically be killed off. It's either kill or be killed, and Daemon Targaryen gave them a choice. Or is it really a choice? One sin for Daemon Targaryen for draining the Kingsguard members. Number 2 is taking over Rhaenyra in front of the other lords and the War Council. Now, here's the thing. I understand Daemon is the more militarized mind. I understand that he has to have a point made. But the thing is, though, she is the queen. The lords all fought and swore oaths for her. And the thing of the matter is this. They were fighting for Rhaenyra, not for Daemon. And the fact is that Daemon talks over her. Daemon is questioning her in front of the other lords. The fact of the matter is this does not show a good united front. It shows a lot of things wrong with the relationship between Daemon and Rhaenyra. We also see the problems with Rhaenyra if she can't control Daemon. Can she really be an effective ruler if she can't control her own husband? That's something to think about right there. So Daemon gets a sin for talking over Rhaenyra in front of the other lords. Do it. You can say whatever you want in private, but not in front of the other lords where she's going to have to lead a war room with. So, sin for Daemon right there. Third sin, and this is another sin that a lot of people like to gloss over, Daemon choking Rhaenyra. And what I mean by gloss over, people are like, oh, I could not believe it happened that Daemon would choke Rhaenyra and all this stuff, and he would never do that. I'm like, really? People seem to gloss over who Daemon Targaryen actually is. I understand in this moment he was upset with Rhaenyra that he didn't know about the dream. He was upset with his brother, and he just recently lost a child. And he's upset with the way things are going on with this war already. But just because he lost a child, does that mean it's acceptable to put your hands on your wife, your niece, who just lost a child, who just lost her father? I was surprised that they actually showed it. But when it actually happened, I was a little bit like, wow, they actually showed it. I could not believe they actually did it. Because the fact of the matter is this, I've been very upfront about my feelings about Daemon Targaryen since the beginning of the show. I don't know what people thought or how people were surprised that Daemon Targaryen would put hands on his wife. Daemon Targaryen is just as murderous and vicious as Sir Otto Hightower. I also even made a separate video of even describing how Daemon Targaryen groomed his young niece into sleeping with him. Don't tell me that Daemon is not a groomer. If Sir Otto Hightower manipulated Alicent, Daemon Targaryen manipulated his niece. So what y'all personally think of the Daemon Targaryen for 3 episodes? For 3 sins for this entire episode in episode 10. And the final person to commit a sin for the Blacks is Rhaenyra Targaryen. Now, for Rhaenyra Targaryen, for the most part, is just reacting. She's reacting to the mess of what's happened with her father dying. She's not really, she's just taking it all in. She's being named as heir. She's putting the crown on her head. She lost a child. There's not many things Rhaenyra is making mistakes over with. She confronts Daemon. She asks to talk with him privately. She tells him about the dream. She doesn't really commit any sins other than the fact is she sends her kids as envoys to other houses. Now, in a sense, this is not a sin, but the fact of the matter is she offers nothing in any case to these lords. She just expects these lords to stand by their oaths. And this is something where Otto Hightower spoke to her how stale oaths will not put you on the Iron Throne, princess. And this is something where you can see about Rhaenyra Targaryen as a whole. This is a sign of her negligence as a leader, as a ruler. This is the problem with her as a character in itself, because she felt entitled. She felt like those Lord Since just swore oaths are automatically going to side with her, and or their kids will side with her. That's not how the politics works. That's not how the realms worked. And this is something Rhaenyra Targaryen, for all the years she's been alive in this entire show, how she had never learned from the mistakes of her past. And this is something where I still don't agree with her character at all. She sends her sons, Luke and Jaehaerys, with no true offerings to any lords. It's just like, she's literally sending her kids over there just to be like, hey, did you guys forget that you signed the contract with us? Okay, that's good. Okay, we're going to war, by the way. Bye-bye. That's basically what she sent her kids to do. Instead of like, oh, we're going to war. Well, let me offer you this land. Let me offer you this thing. Let me offer you this marriage pact to my younger brother Joffrey. Or let me do this marriage pact. Can she even give any negotiations? But no, I know a lot of people would not count this as a sin, but this is another sin towards Rhaenyra. Because if she wants to instill her will upon Westeros, if she wants to be in charge of the Seven Kingdoms, she needs to make marriage pacts. She needs to make alliances. And in the previous episode, she just does not do this. She makes alliances at the last minute. When she was with Alicent Hightower in episode 6, a marriage proposal to her kid. Or when it was in episode 9, when she's being cornered by Vaemond Valerian. And she makes a deal with Rhaenys Targaryen in order for her sons to marry Rhaenys' grandchildren and Daemon's daughters. I'm sorry, Rhaenyra Targaryen is the epitome of like stupidity when it comes to politics and when it comes to matchmaking, when it comes to anything, that she just expected her kids to just go to the lands and say, hey, just renew you guys swore your oaths to your mother, we're going to war, come along. I'm sorry, this is the major sin towards Rhaenyra, and this isn't something where she put her own kids in harm's way. So one sin for Rhaenyra Targaryen for being herself and continuing not learning anything of the process of governing by lordship or being an earl, or to being the heir to the Iron Throne. Sorry, Rhaenyra, you get a sin for this one as well. And now, that will be it for the blacks. And now we're going to go to the greens. And the greens, who committed the sin for the greens is already done? Sir Aemon Targaryen. Aemon Targaryen, the prince, has killed Luke. He has officially killed Luke. And the thing of the matter is, he didn't even really want to. He wanted to scar Luke. He wanted the kid's eye. The thing of the matter is, though, he still killed Luke. The war has started because of Aemon Targaryen, and now this entire war is just going to go to a full-blown bloodbath because of the guy who lost an eye. He's got his revenge over the person who took it, but right now, it's all over. Aemon Targaryen, you committed the last sin for the Greens for Season 1, and it's going to be an utmost battle. It's going to be a cutthroat war, all because of you. So, and that right there, everybody, ends this entire series video of this encounter. I want to thank you all so much for just even listening to me, just even talk about this entire topic video. And as a matter of fact is this, I made this entire video for this encounter to really just pinpoint as to what is the total sins of each house and how each house caused conflict within itself and within the entire realm. I gave sins to each characters for their mistakes that caused conflict for themselves, for the realm, and for their entire house. And the matter of fact is this, even though Rhaenyra has like 27 points, that's just mistakes Rhaenyra has made or things she has done wrong. The thing is, though, she made a lot of mistakes. The thing is, though, Aegon's sins to me are much worse. Rhaenyra is to me a very negligent leader, and she's a bit spoiled and entitled. Aegon is spoiled, entitled, a rapist, and likes child fights and all that stuff for his kids to fight to the death. He is evil. Rhaenyra is not. The sin counters are completely different from who the people are as moral people. The thing is, though, I'm looking at the mistakes of each character. Also, when you look at this entire video series, you're going to see also how this entire, if you all look at an entire video series of what I've done, the fact is you see that a lot of characters are all reacting to what some characters have done or made mistakes on. when one character does something bad, if Rhaenyra lies to Alicent, Alicent will now do something to anger Rhaenyra. And if Rhaenyra does something bad, or if Alicent does something bad, Rhaenyra acts out and does something bad to the kingdom, or she does something bad to Alicent. So there's a lot of reactionary effects to this entire episode. King Viserys kicks out his brother. Daemon Targaryen steals his dead brother's egg. When one character commits one sin, one character is going to commit another sin because it's all reactionary. And the fact is, I look at the sins from the Greens and the Blacks, and the reason why I'm usually a Green is because the Greens don't usually create the conflicts. The Greens enhances the conflict. They're the instigators. They're the agitators. Daemon and Rhaenyra, from when I'm looking at all their mistakes throughout this entire video series and throughout the entire show, is the fact is they could make the most mistakes for themselves. To me, there's no bigger enemies to the Blacks than the Blacks. Rhaenyra causes a lot of conflict for herself, and a lot of it is fixable. If she has bastard kids, maybe you give up the throne. If you have bastard kids, at least acknowledge them and that they're bastards. Don't put the bastard kids on the Iron Throne for another case. You can make marriage proposals, different alliances. She could have done something a bit more. Daemon should not have killed his first wife. Daemon Targaryen should not have caused a conflict with Otto and all that. Daemon Targaryen should not have done a lot of these sins. He should not be grooming his niece. He should not be taking her out and ruining her reputation. Sir Otto Hightower should not be reporting, well, in a sense, he's in a right to report what the king, Daemon Targaryen has done to the king. But the thing is, though, Sir Otto Hightower just instigates stuff. He adds fuels to the fire. Otto Hightower should know his place in many cases. But overall, I really see the Greens and the Blacks in this entire Civil War, just two families, just utter conflict with each other. And I really made this video to really pinpoint as to what characters just really commit the most sins to each other. Like, this entire video is to really just break down the entire aspects of this entire Civil War, which is going to happen in Season 2 of House of the Dragon. I wanted to go to each character. I wanted to see what sins they have all committed against each other and what sins they will continue to make in future, and what sins they will continue to lead up to. Because the matter of fact is this: Daemon Targaryen and Rhaenyra Targaryen commit the most sins of any characters. Alicent Hightower has, like, if you compare 12 sins to Rhaenyra's 27. Alicent doesn't really make a lot of mistakes throughout the entire show. Rhaenyra makes constant mistakes. And if we really broke down to how many mistakes Alicent makes is reactionary to Rhaenyra, or if we look up videos, or we look up the sins of why Rhaenyra makes mistakes and the reason why she commits these sins, is it all reactionary, or is it because of what's her own doing? Is something's being forced upon her, or she's making the mistakes along the way and she's not dealing any repercussions for it? But that's my personal opinion, everybody. If you all understand this video, if you all want to hear more about this video, please let me know. Please message me down below of this YouTube video. Let me know if you want other videos done. Let me know if you want other videos on House of the Dragon. Please let me know what you all think. Angels, Lee, everybody. Bye.